This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Again today is Mark Sale, the CEO of First Class Metals. We only spoke yesterday, Mark, of course, on the news there of the acquisition. But today we're going to be talking about news from your earning joint venture project with Palladium One. That's the Pickle Lake joint venture. Now, the last time that we spoke about this, I remember it was just after the drilling was completed and there were some visual sulfides, nickel sulfides in the core. And now we have the assay results from the first of 11 holes. This is just the first one. So can you talk us through these assay results, please, and just try to put them into perspective for us?
Certainly, Mark, and thank you for having me back so soon. The results are encouraging. They're encouraging from a number of aspects. Yes, the actual grades that Palladium One is quoting are very healthy nickel grades. Excuse me. And let's just talk about the nickel grades, not the nickel equivalent, shall we say. And as you say, there's nickel sulfides in the core. They're very visual. They have only posted the first drill hole results of 12 holes. So as you say, there's 11 more to come. They show on their long section the distribution of those pierce points. And also in their press release and our press release, there's a table indicating the visual appraisal. So you can see the last hole, number 70, as well as the results of the first hole they quote, 59, are very encouraging, both visually or in absolute numbers. The significance, well, it's no doubt about it, it's high grade. I think a rule of thumb with nickel would be 20 meters at 2% is considered high grade. Well, we certainly have a lot more than 2%. We don't have the 20 meters yet, but we've got a tenth of it, but 4 times the grade equivalent. So it's certainly promising. What I think the full potential, well, not the full potential, but a better indication of the potential is going to be when we get the results back from the downhole EM that they're currently conducting. Just to give you an idea, they did an aerial EM survey, then they did a ground EM survey. Those conductor plates don't really gel with what they're saying downhole for whatever reason. So they're now doing a downhole EM survey, which will give a better idea of the morphology of these conductive sulfide horizons. And with that, they'll be able to target the ongoing drilling. We replicated the long section out of their press release. And I think critical for First Class Metals is they state, and we obviously agree, that this body is very much open to the west. And of course, as you go west from West Pickle Lake, you come onto the Hemlow North property, which is 100% owned by First Class Metals. The West Pickle Lake is, as you quite rightly pointed out, that's on what was the Pesim 2 claim block, part of North Hemlow. But it's under a joint venture earning with Palladium One, who have triggered the 80-20 by now from their expenditure. So it's basically an 80-20 joint venture now.
Okay, excellent. So there's some further downhole EM to go on, which will help to build that picture and give more of an idea of, as you say, the morphology that might be going on there. You've got, of course, the remaining hole assay results, the remaining cores, the assay results there from the 11 other cores to come through. I think I remember last time I was being careful not to get too much into speculation, certainly a visual, looking from an initial visual point of view, looking at the core. But you did say, I think, that it's off to a very good start. So this just backs that up. And I think I noticed in the RNS that you comment that this could be further giving evidence of an emerging nickel district. So are we at risk of getting too excited here, or what do you think?
No, I think there's just cause for enthusiasm and excitement, Mark. I mean, it's 20 kilometres east-west from our West Pickle Lake in the west to their Smoke Lake in the east. It's and what is it, 4 or 5 nickel sulfide discoveries on that? And as Palladium 1 quote, other V10 anomalies yet to be explored. So yes, I think there is due cause for excitement. And obviously we will be focusing on that western continuation on our North Hemlo property. I mean, we have guys out on North Hemlo at the moment, continuing the ground reconnaissance. Admittedly, we're getting towards the end of the field season now, but we still have guys out there doing the work. So, yeah, I think there's justification for enthusiasm about this emerging nickel district. So we see. Obviously, time will tell.
Indeed, time will tell. But of course, this is probably quite a good project to be part of the portfolio, because you're not, the main active operator, are you? It's of course Palladium 1. So I'm not saying you sit back and do nothing. You'll have some involvement, but it's a nice addition to your portfolio away from your core focus. Absolutely, and. Although you're right, we're not the managers. Palladium 1 is designing the drill program. It's exploration money on our property. Okay, admittedly, only 20% of ours now, but it's exploration funds that are being spent exploring our property, potentially developing our property, that aren't coming out of our coffers, and funds that we can distribute for exploration in other areas. Indeed, and potentially some of that resource perhaps spilling over, that deposit spilling over into what is your 100% owned licence areas. Well, that would be our hope, and certainly we will be looking very closely at the recent magnetic aerial survey we did for any structures that might indicate that western continuation. Excellent. Okay, well, thank you very much, Mark Sale, the CEO of First Class Metals, for giving us that update today. Thank you, Mark. Take care.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programmes at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.